Rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day.
Africa's economic development varies greatly by nation and by region, with the variation going beyond culture and trade to include things like historical development, global relations, and substantial resources. With 54 nations and nearly 1.3 billion people, Africa has a nominal GDP of $2.6 trillion. The stunning continent of Africa is endowed with a wealth of raw materials, precious metals, natural resources, and arable land. Agriculture, resources, and trade are the three main economic movers. By 2050, it is predicted that the African economy would have expanded steadily and will have a GDP of $29 trillion, playing a significant role in the world economy. Within the next 10 years, the majority of the continent's nations are predicted by the World Bank to achieve middle income status, defined as having a GDP per capita of at least $1,000. Do give this video a thumbs up while we discuss the 5 richest nations in Africa in 2022, along with the makeup of their respective economies. Morocco ranks 5th on the list, with a nominal GDP of $133 billion. A lower middle income economy in development, Morocco has a nominal GDP per capita of $3,628. This North African nation's economy is diverse and stable, and it has grown in a number of industries over the past 10 years. It is the second richest African nation that does not produce oil. Morocco is the third largest producer of phosphorus in the world and is strongly dependent on its agricultural sector. The nation has reaped significant benefits from its diverse exports, which also include automobiles, parts for automobiles, and electrical equipment. The telecom and textile sectors also contribute significantly to the economy. Mining and manufacturing are the two industries that power the nation's economy. Industry accounts for 30% of Morocco's GDP, agriculture for 15%, and services for 55%. This is supported by a burgeoning tourism industry, where inhabitants are kind toward visitors and the government places a high priority on drawing tourists to the nation noted for its attractions. Clothing and textiles, vehicles, aviation parts, electric parts, inorganic chemicals, crude minerals, fertilizers, petroleum products, citrus fruits, vegetables, and fish are among Morocco's top exports. With a nominal GDP of $193 billion, Algeria comes in at number 4. With a nominal GDP per capita of $4,294 and a population of over 45 million people, Algeria is a wealthy nation. The largest nation in Africa is Algeria, which is located in the north. The nation, which has a sizable economy and accessible infrastructure, has made a major feat by lowering poverty by 20% over the past 15 years. This emerging nation has a large amount of crude oil reserves, and its economy is strongly dependent on it. In fact, hydrocarbons, oil and natural gas, account for about 70% of the nation's income. More crude oil reserves were recently discovered, which has helped this country's fast expanding industrial sector. Agriculture, industrial production, financial services, and construction are further economic sectors in Algeria. The nation is also one of Africa's major sources of ammonia. Ammonia, natural gas, and petroleum products are among Algeria's top exports. South Africa, with a nominal GDP of $426 billion, is ranked 3rd. An upper-middle-income country in development, South Africa has a nominal GDP per capita of $6,979. South Africa is regarded as one of the nations in the world that is developing the fastest. It has a highly developed economy and cutting-edge infrastructure. The nation boasts a healthy mix of mining, manufacturing, financial services, and tourism as its main sources of income. Additionally, it exports a lot of raw materials, including coal, iron ore, gold, diamonds, and platinum. Particularly for gold and platinum, it is one of the biggest exporters of these commodities worldwide. The nation is well known throughout the world as a top travel destination and heavily relies on tourism to support its economy. However, it has been prevented from reaching its full potential by domestic and international unrest. gold, diamonds, platinum, coal, iron ore, other metals and minerals, machinery and equipment, automobiles, agricultural products, food, wine, and so on are some of South Africa's main exports. Number 2 is Egypt, which has a nominal GDP per capita of $4,162 and a nominal GDP of $435 billion. Egypt exports goods worth more than $36.7 billion in total. The exports of natural gas and oil, tourism, wholesale and retail trade, building and real estate are the main drivers of the Egyptian economy. Over the past few years, the state's economy has become more diversified and no longer depends solely on the export of raw materials, with services now accounting for more than half of the GDP. The government and IMF recently completed a program of economic reform aimed at strengthening and reforming the economy. Falling unemployment rates, improved foreign exchange reserves, increased exports of products and services, and a strengthened tourism industry have all helped the nation thrive. Egypt's main exports are crude oil and petroleum products, cotton, textiles, and agricultural products, as well as metal goods, chemicals, and other items. Nigeria is ranked number 1 on the list with a nominal GDP of $510 billion. Nigeria has a nominal GDP per capita of $2,355, making it a developing lower-middle income country. Nigeria is the richest nation in Africa, with a sizable GDP that is mostly supported by the financial sector, transportation, infrastructure, tourism, and a plentiful supply of crude oil. According to OPEC, the nation exports the most crude oil in Africa with a daily average of almost 1.6 million barrels. These petroleum exports account for nearly 80% of the export sector's income and 10% of the nation's overall GDP. Nigeria has a plethora of natural resources and raw materials in addition to petroleum, which adds to the prosperity of the area. These include niobium, iron ore, coal, limestone, zinc, lead, and tin. Additionally, there is enough fertile terrain to support the production of rubber and cocoa, which together account for almost 20% of the country's GDP. Nigeria is now Africa's top consumer retailer thanks in part to its vast population, which has also benefited the country's rapidly expanding tech sector. Nigeria, the continent's top GDP producer and wealthiest nation, is well known for its strong cultural legacy, numerous ethnic groups, stunning natural surroundings, and sizable population. Petroleum, crude, refined, and gas, cocoa beans, rough woods, chemicals, vehicles, and aviation parts are among Nigeria's top exports. Please subscribe if you enjoyed watching our video, and we'll see you on our next one.